If I make $90,000 a year, how much house can I afford if you make $90,000 a year? How much house can you really afford? That's one of the biggest financial questions most people face, and getting it wrong can trap you in years of stress, debt, and regret. But getting it right can set you up for long-term stability, comfort, and real wealth. In TSBTOE, we're going to break down exactly how much house you can afford on a $90,000 annual income, how to calculate it safely, and how to make sure you're not stretching yourself too thin. We'll also talk about the mindset shift that separates people who live paycheck to paycheck from those who actually build financial freedom. First, let's start with some simple math. If you make $90,000 a year before taxes, that's about $7,500 per month in gross income. Now, most financial experts and even mortgage lenders use something called the 28-36 rule. This rule says your total monthly housing costs, including your mortgage, property taxes, insurance, and HOA fees, shouldn't exceed 28% of your gross monthly income. That means if you earn $7,500 a month, you should aim to spend no more than $2,100 per month on your total housing costs. But here's the thing. Just because the bank says you can afford a $2,100 monthly payment doesn't mean you should. Banks don't care about your grocery bills, your student loans, your vacation savings, or the fact that you still want to live a life outside your mortgage. Their goal is to approve loans. Your goal is to build a stable, stress-free financial life. That's why smart homeowners often aim lower, around 25% or even 20% of their monthly income. That gives you breathing room for other goals like investing, retirement, and emergencies. So let's translate that into real-world numbers. Assuming you put 10% to 20% down and you have decent credit, you could probably afford a home price between $300,000 and $400,000 comfortably. That's using today's interest rates, which are still relatively high compared to a few years ago. If you stretch beyond that, say $450,000 or $500,000, you might get approved, but you'll feel the pressure every single month. Remember, the key isn't to buy the most house the bank will allow. It's to buy the right house that fits your lifestyle and goals. Now, let's factor in something most people overlook: all the extra costs of owning a home. Property taxes, homeowners insurance, maintenance, utilities, and repairs can add hundreds of dollars every month. A good rule of thumb is to budget at least 1% of your home's value annually for maintenance. So if you buy a $350,000 house, that's $3,500 a year, or about $300 a month, just to keep your home in good shape. Ignoring this will eat into your emergency fund fast. Let's also talk about your debt-to-income ratio. Lenders use this to determine how much risk you pose as a borrower. Ideally, your total monthly debt, including your mortgage, car payment, student loans, and credit cards, shouldn't exceed 36% of your gross income. If you already have significant debt, that means you'll need to buy a smaller home or save more for a down payment. Otherwise, you risk being house poor when your home owns you instead of the other way around. But beyond the numbers, here's what most people forget. Buying a home isn't just a financial decision. It's an emotional one. It's easy to get caught up in the dream of the perfect kitchen, the backyard, or the location. You start thinking, if I just stretch a little more, I can get it. But remember, financial stress kills joy. There is nothing luxurious about lying awake at night wondering how you will cover your next mortgage payment. The peace of mind that comes with affordability is worth more than any extra square footage. Let's say you're disciplined, you follow a budget, and you want to build long-term wealth, then homeownership can be one of the best decisions you will ever make. But it should fit into your whole financial plan. Before booing, make sure you've built an emergency fund that covers at least 3 to 6 months of expenses. Make sure you re-contributing to your 401k or Roth IRA. Make sure you're not carrying high-interest debt. If you skip these steps, you're not building wealth. You're just trading one kind of stress for another. If you do it right, home ownership becomes a tool for building net worth. Every mortgage payment increases your equity. Every upgrade adds value. And over time, your property appreciates. But it only works if you buy within your means. So if you're making $90,000 a year, think about your future, not just your next year. Do you plan to start a family, change jobs, relocate? These things affect how much you can safely commit to a mortgage. Also, consider your down payment. The more you put down up front, the more affordable your monthly payments become. A 20% down payment helps you avoid private mortgage insurance fee, which can easily cost you an extra $100, $300 a month. But even if you can't reach 20%, aim for at least 10%. It gives you equity and shows lenders you're financially stable. And let's not forget, location matters. A $350,000 house in Texas might look like a mansion compared to what you'd get for that in California or New York. That's why it's crucial to run the numbers based on your local housing market, property taxes, and lifestyle costs. Don't compare yourself to others. Compare your purchase to your personal financial goals. At the end of the day, the question isn't just how much house can I afford, but rather how much house allows me to live comfortably, save consistently, and still enjoy life. Financial freedom doesn't come from owning the biggest house. It comes from having control over your income and your expenses. Buy smart, not big. If you found this breakdown helpful, make sure to hit the like button and share this with someone who's thinking about buying a house soon. Comment below and let me know what your biggest challenge is when it comes to home affordability. And if you're serious about mastering your money, building wealth, and creating a stress-free financial future, make sure to subscribe to the channel. We post weekly videos about personal finance, saving, investing, and making smarter money moves that work in real life. Because your home should be a blessing, not a burden. And if you plan wisely, stay disciplined, and make choices based on math, not emotion, your house won't just be a roof over your head. It'll be the foundation of your financial freedom.